Hey everybody, what's up? This is Dahmer's Cool Stuff, and this is a little bit of an update to the channel. What happened in 2015? 2015 was a bizarre year for me, not gonna lie. Uh, I know earlier in the year I had posted a video, a trailer of sorts, or a hype video for a show I was working on called Dahmer's Cool Stuff, The Store, and that had to be poo canned. Pretty hard, too, I might add. That took a lot of focus out of me. For I was paying attention to it for quite a while. Uh, Develop plots, develop schemes, develop scripts, develop concepts, even as far as to what the original intent of these shelves were for, which was the old room that the set was going to be in. I was going to make my game room into a video game store layout, and whole nine yards, put some money into it, obviously, with the shelves and whatnot, and certain lighting aspects, and realized a couple of things. I do not have the manpower to do this. This script involved people, more than just me. Uh, Whether they be actors that were playing customers or people that I would be interacting with, I needed more than just me. And unfortunately, since I moved, the TGO crew isn't is no longer. And those guys, man, Frady, Chris, and Eric, and a couple other people that I could have at my disposal with the Friday Night Specials cast, would be there at a moment's notice because they didn't live that far away from me. North Carolina is a different state altogether. It takes 3 hours for me from where I'm at to get out of the state, and that in lies the problem. I could potentially have people that could be in the show, but they live an hour away or 45 minutes away, as opposed to 10 or 15 minutes away. An overall amazing concept that I had, and I still have, it is tucked away. It is not going anywhere, but I'm not thinking about it as much. I might spend another year or so tweaking it. This is not for TV or anything. This is just for the channel, but that would require a significant investment. Plus, I would really like a DSLR camera for that one as well. TGO crew only had maybe 2 or 3 episodes this year, if that, and that's sad. I haven't game hunted in quite a long time. I'll be perfectly honest with you. And most of that to blame is Magic the Gathering. It is a very expensive game to get into, but I like playing it. I like the camaraderie in my LGS, which is funny because I now work at my LGS. Because of my hip problem, I had to resign from Lowe's, which was Lowe's is a great company to work for. Never going to deny it. Probably single-handedly the best company I've ever had the pleasure of working for. And that store in Concord is just a hell of a store. I can't hang. I can't hang with it. I can't stand up all day still. I'm on medication now, which has significantly helped the problem with pain. But basically, I not only have nerve damage in that hip, I also have arthritis and a bone spur. So I have to deal with that. Pretty much, that's the typical pain I've been dealing with. But the nerve pain on top of everything else just made my life miserable. The medication I'm on is wonderful. Has a few side effects though, mainly being a lack of focus. Case in point, I've been wanting. It's now 2:30 in the afternoon, and I've been up since 9 o'clock. I cannot tell you what I've done today, except make a cup of coffee or two. I recently just packed up the bathroom too. That's another thing. You'll notice the empty shelves here and there, and there's just emptiness all abound. And we're moving again. We're moving actually 2 days as of recording this video in January 5th. Found a nice house, not as big as we wanted it to be, but given the circumstances of why we have to move, it'll be fine. It'll be nice. It'll be the first time I've ever rented a home since I was like 22. Front yard, backyard, the whole 9 yards. We found out in mid to early December that we kind of have to leave here. It is the only thing I can say and will say, because by the time this has been recorded and uploaded, it'll be after the move. It was a little bit of a scam. So, lesson learned on that one. It's great. I work at my LGS. That came out by happenstance because the owner, Scott, from Scott's Collectibles, asked me, hey, what's your work situation looking like? And I told him, I was like, I had to resign a month ago from Lowe's because of my problems. So we waited to see if this medication would work, and it does, and I have been working there. It's a great stop, great store, going to more than likely be the best place I ever worked at next to Lowe's. Having a blast so far, I might add. Now, the retrospective session Mondays is the newest show out. Still test concepting it, still working on it. Going to always get better at it. Tell me what you think. If you think I'm making too many cuts, that's because there's a lot of dead dialogue, a lot of dead space. I don't think, especially in the Strider run, there was a lot of edits. You guys don't want to, see me just sitting there like this. You want me to talk, interact. That's how it works. And I'm literally going no script, almost very little playtesting of the game beforehand. And I record like 3 or 4 of them at a go. So that's a 5-hour record session. It's hard to A, keep my voice up, and B, be entertaining. So, yeah, you'll notice I change shirts too throughout the episodes. That's because I don't want to be wearing the same shirt for a month. Speaking of the Gaming Audio Maniacs, I hate to say it, General Roxas, the show in its current format is dead. Once I get on my feet in the new place and everything moved in, however, I'm going to go back to the old school ways of the TGO stuff. Basically, it's just going to be me again, and it has just been me again. And the problem I'm facing is I've gotten used to having a couple people with me. I've gotten used to being able to put a camera in somebody's hands and be like, hey, film me real quick, or film this. Or one time I had 4 cameras going at the TGO stuff, and those guys sent their files over to me, and then I just, cut and spliced and whatnot. Interview footage doesn't happen anymore either. I've got 2 or 3 episodes I'm sitting on, and I've got most of them basically edited out. I have to do fine cuts and whatnot. So it's going to go back to kind of like what yard sailing I was doing, or game hunt with the TGO crew. The show's going to get a different name. The channel itself is going to stay Dahmer Cool Stuff, but I'm definitely going to start branding Zero Trade-In Value Productions. I did that in the hype video for the video game store. So there's that. What am I looking forward to doing this year? Well, retrospective session Mondays, something for the modern stuff, for the PS2, for like the 360s and the Wii and that stuff is going to be possibly on Thursdays. Magic the Gathering videos, I got to record another one or 2 today. My Life with Zada. Basically I'm basing a deck off of a particular card in the current format of Standard called Zada Hedron Grinder. And I'm going to ride that gravy train, so to speak. I like the deck. I like playing it. It's fun as hell. Totally unexpected, too. Last FNM I went 3-0-1, and people were like, I'm glad you won with Zada. That card deserves more play. So, yeah, there we go. Rogue brewing at its finest. We're just taking a current deck and rogue brewing it to fit my needs. The only other good news about the move, I will have access to the vast majority of my game collection again. I did so for the most part, but I didn't have the collectibles. The posters I had to get rid of. The old set where it was just laid out. But the new home, I have tons of posters that are still in tubes, still rolled up, never been opened, going to be opened once we get frames. And that's going to happen relatively quickly once we move in. I've got nice posters for nice frames. I put something up here just because these shelving units are probably coming with me as well. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to whatever you believe in. I hope 2016 is going to be amazing for you guys as well, because I know 2016 is going to be cool for me as well. It better be. My damn name is Dahmer Cool Stuff. This is Dahmer's Cool Stuff for Zero Trade-in Value Productions, and as always, do good gaming.